Hey there everybody, this package just arrived. Let's get it open and see what's in there. Alright, what do we got here? Well, we got some bubble wrap. Nothing else in there. Oh, look at that. It's the Gerber LMF-II Infantry Knife. Except this is a clone from China. I ordered this from Temu. Got it at a pretty cheap price. I think it was around 20 bucks or less. But I wanted to check out this clone to see, what I think of it. First off, it comes with a nylon and this feels like rubber, like a hard plasticized rubber. So I think that's what I heard about the original Gerber too, was that it was more like a super hard, like rubberized sheath. And let's just look at it. It looks pretty legit, even though it is a knockoff. It's Molle compatible, as you can see. I guess the original one, it has these straps here so that you can put two bigger straps in, and I'll put a picture of that right here. Anyhow, the point of it is so that you can wear it on your leg. Those double straps will hold this on your leg if you want to. It also looks like there's these straps. Are they? Yeah, they open up. So you could do this scout carry by putting your, opening these two and then putting your belt through those straps. Or you can just wear it regular, just up and down, vertical there on your belt. But yeah, it's got a lot of options. I think you might be able to even remove all this if you didn't want all that on there. It's got lashing, like little eyelets and stuff to lash it onto backpacks and everything like that. And just like the original, this too comes with a built-in little low-profile knife sharpener. See those little carbon V blades down in there? So I guess you just stick the knife in there, and I guess you would have to take this off in order to do it, because I'm assuming the knife has to pass clean through and then you pull it out. So yeah, that's probably what that's all about. Double retention strap, which is nice, so it doesn't fall forward when you're wearing it. It's got that big, massive skull crusher window breaker pommel on it. Okay, let's get it out of the sheath. I heard these are pretty hard to draw. This one, not so much. I mean, it's not going to fall out. Hear that click? But, yeah, it's in there. That ain't coming out. But I heard the original Gerbers, you have to pull them with purpose, like, pretty hard to get them to come out of there. Oh, there's some plastic in there. Okay, apparently that little plastic piece was on the blade, protecting it down in there. And I don't see any light shining through, so I don't think this has a weep hole to let water out, which is perhaps unfortunate if that is the case. But you shouldn't worry too much because this is stainless steel, so it shouldn't be too bad. Looks pretty similar. It's a Sabre grind. It's got oil all over the blade. And Really kind of a rubberized grip. It's got a Coke bottle swell there. Just a little bit, but then it kind of has a divot right here. Stomach's growling. Yeah, it's got some diamond, little fine diamond texture on the rubber. Give you extra grip. Yeah, that feels pretty good in the hand, I gotta say. It's got that big old skull crusher pommel on it. Look at that hunk of steel. And then, of course, it has an eyelet, so you can put a lanyard through there. Now, the original one, the way the tang is it goes clear up around this. So this is all metal under here. And then it drops off about right here, but it turns into like a little shortened stick tang. It's a little wavy and stuff. I don't know if the Chinese version is the same. I imagine it is. There's like a little space here. This pommel doesn't just stop flat. It goes down in a ways too. There is a little tiny space between the tang and the pommel though, so it is two separate pieces. So even though this is over molded, it's still not technically a true full tang knife, although it is probably pretty tough. And I guess with this eyelet hole here and these two eyelet holes here, you could lash this to a pole or a stick, you know, and make yourself a spear using some paracord or whatever. So that's what that's all about. It's just an option there. I don't see any markings on this. It doesn't say Gerber, it doesn't say LMF-II Infantry or anything. It's just, looks like black paint with some oil on it. About mid-height saber grind. And even though at some angles, with the way the light hits it, it'll make you think it's like a clip point. It's actually just a drop point with a little false edge on the top, which is not sharpened at all. You can see it's actually kind of thick clear to the tip, which is good for like prying if you were going to stab this in the wood or dig something out or maybe pry open a door or something along those lines. So it is thick steel stock. Looks like it's under 1/4 of an inch, which I think the original Gerber is also. But let's see here. Let's get some measurements. Okay, you're looking at 4.5 inches on the cutting edge of the blade. But the blade is 5 inches if you go clear back to this area here where it isn't sharpened. The overall knife is 10.5 inches, maybe just a hair past 10.5 inches. And it's about 4.5 where you can comfortably grip it, because you can grip it clear back to there. But you could say where the rubber is, just 4 inches. But that's how big the handle is. And you're looking at 1 3/8 inches for the width. So over 1.25 inches wide. Yeah, it is 3/16 on the dot. Just under 1/4 of an inch thick. Okay, the knife with the sheath is 1 pound, 1.8 ounces. And the knife all by itself is 11.2 ounces. I have a sheet of printer paper here. And this is the knife. I did wipe the oil off the blade. And that's just paint on the blade. I don't think it's any kind of really high-end powder coat or anything. But let's see how this arrived. I mean, it does cut paper. My Gerber strong arm knockoff wouldn't even cut paper. And I couldn't even get it to sharpen. This one, you can see it's got a little bit of toothiness to it. Catching somewhere in here. So I think just the stropping would take care of this. Because it's not, certainly not bad. Okay, this is the nylon unstrapped, and you can pull it through there and take it off completely. But that's how you put the knife through there. You come through the front though, and then you just draw the knife back towards you against those little carbon blades there. You can see them down in there. The light doesn't want to hit it. But yeah, and that's the knife sharpener for the blade there, which is kind of cool that they threw that in. I don't know how great it would be, but in the field, if you were using this, and you needed a quick edge tune-up, I think it would be fine for that. One reason that I purchased this knife over the legit Gerber LMF-II knife is because all of the LMF-IIs come with serrations along from about here to here. And I've never been a fan of serrated knives other than a Ginsu for some food prep. But I hate it on my bushcraft and field knives. And as far as I know, they don't make it with a plain straight edge. Whereas this Chinese version does have the plain straight edge. So that's why I went for this, because when Gerber finally does release one of these with the plain straight edge, if they ever do, then I'll jump on it probably. But for now, that's why I picked this. Okay, for size comparisons, here it is beside the Cold Steel Bushman, which has a 7-inch blade and about a 4.5, 5-inch handle. So, just to let you see the size differences there. Okay, here it is beside the Cold Steel Drop Forged Survivalist. Just for size comparison there. Here it is beside the K-Bar Short Heavy Bowie. And here it is beside the Cold Steel SRK. This one's in CPM 3V. Here it is beside the Huang Fu kind of BK7 knockoff. K-Bar BK7 knockoff, but this is a clone from China. As you can see there. And here it is beside a Temu Chinese knockoff of the Gerber Strong Arm. This one, I don't know if other ones are okay. I cannot recommend this one because it just will not take an edge. I don't know if it has a bad heat treat or what, but it's just, yeah, the Temu knockoff isn't too great. This one actually has a bit of an edge because I checked when I had the camera off, but there's the sheaths. You can see they look pretty good. This one here, because it arrives so dull, I mean, it's pretty, and it won't sharpen, it's pretty much just a pry bar at this point, this one here. But maybe other people have purchased one of these off of Temu. Maybe theirs was good. I don't know. Maybe I just got a bum lemon version there, but who knows. But if these were both real, the Gerber Strong Arm actually has a stick tang, but it is full tang. It goes the whole way through, and this is actually the exposed tang that they do that little pommel with, that little skull crusher. And this plastic stuff's just kind of slides on it, and then they overmold this rubber handle and blah, blah, blah. Whereas this one has a slightly wider tang, but it does stop short, and the pommel is separate. So there is that. That's how it is on the real ones, and that's probably how it is on these Chinese clones. Well, I think I covered about everything. It's just a mystery stainless steel. It doesn't say what it is. But the real Gerber Strong Arm and the real Gerber LMF-II Infantry is 420 high carbon steel, high carbon stainless steel. So a lot of people don't like that steel very much to begin with. So It's not like those are some super high-end steels themselves, but Gerber does a really good heat treat and a real good edge on them, so even a lesser steel can turn out to be pretty good. Whereas these Chinese knockoffs with the mystery stainless steel, who knows what you're getting, if it'll even hold an edge or anything, you know. But the reason I would buy one of these is, say you're on the fence, you don't know what you think of the LMF-II Infantry, or you don't know what you think of the Gerber strong arm, if you want to blow the money on it or not. If you pick up one of these El Cheapos, you get an idea of what it feels like in your hand, because they're pretty similar. Even the weights are pretty similar. You know, you could go mess around with it, throw it, make some feather sticks, chop with it. Now, it's obviously not going to perform as good as the Gerber, but, you know, you get the idea of like, you know, I really like this, so I think I'm going to purchase the real LMF-II. And that might be exactly what I do now, because I actually kind of like it. I like how it feels. I like how it's weighted. I even like this rubberized sheath with the sharpener in there. That's pretty neat setup. Now that I actually have it in hand, I'm thinking like, hey, this might not be all bad. I might want to pick one of these up. But this one, I can see some of its grinds are a little wonky, like up near the tip. The camera doesn't ever want to focus. But it's just got some like slightly bigger grind on one side than the other. But that's to be expected from these Chinese clones, you know. But as far as just like a truck knife or a beater knife or something you might throw and abuse pretty hard, you could pick up something like this, you know. If you don't want to destroy your good Gerber knife. And even though I'm not super impressed with the knockoff strong arm, because it feels so tiny, like in the hand, like this one actually feels like like it fits my hand a little better. But, I mean, I still like it enough. At some point, I'll probably pick up a legit one. So I don't think these knockoff clones from China are all bad, because at least they give you a taste of what the actual knife might be like, you know, and then perhaps encourage you to purchase the real one. But this long-winded review has went on way too long. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I covered everything.
This is Joe Doomsday, signing out.